The news dropped like a bomb, and the internet hasn't stopped buzzing since. Leaked emails have allegedly exposed Erika Kirk's connection to a staggering $15 million from TPUSA, raising serious questions about financial transparency and accountability. The situation took an even more dramatic turn when reports surfaced that the IRS has ordered an immediate audit, signaling that this story isn't just scandalous, it's official, legal, and potentially explosive. Fans, critics, and insiders alike are scrambling to make sense of what these revelations could mean for Erika, TPUSA, and everyone connected to this massive financial controversy. The leaked emails allegedly show transactions, communications, and decisions that suggest Erika played a significant role in handling or influencing the funds. Whether it was donations, investments, or organizational dealings, the documents have sparked widespread concern about legality, ethics, and the implications for public trust. With numbers as high as 15 million involved, it's no wonder that the scrutiny is intense. Every detail, every line in those emails, is being dissected by media outlets, social media users, and legal experts who are trying to piece together the full story. The IRS stepping in adds a whole new layer of seriousness. An audit is not just a formality, it's a high-stakes investigation that can uncover financial mismanagement, irregularities, or violations of law. The fact that federal authorities are involved signals that this could have significant consequences for Erika Kirk personally, as well as for TPUSA. Legal experts are already weighing in, analyzing the potential outcomes and the far-reaching implications of such an investigation. Social media has erupted with theories, reactions, and heated debates. Some fans are defending Erika, suggesting that the emails may be misinterpreted or taken out of context. Others are calling for accountability, demanding transparency and answers from all parties involved. Memes, commentary, and viral clips are spreading across platforms, ensuring that this story dominates discussions for days to come. The combination of leaked emails, large sums of money, and an official IRS audit creates the perfect storm for drama, speculation, and public scrutiny. What's at stake here is more than just money. Reputation, credibility, and trust are all on the line. Erika Kirk's public image, TPUSA's organizational standing, and the broader implications for political and financial transparency are all part of this unfolding story. Every development, whether a new email leaks, a statement is released, or the IRS provides an update, has the potential to shift the narrative dramatically. This story is more than a scandal, it's a deep dive into power, money, and accountability. It's a moment where leaked documents, public perception, and federal oversight collide, creating a narrative that is impossible to ignore. And for those following Erika Kirk's journey, the stakes couldn't be higher. The moment the leaked emails surfaced, the world of politics and finance was thrown into chaos. Erika Kirk, a name already in the public eye, suddenly found herself at the center of a storm that was as shocking as it was unprecedented. The emails allegedly revealed a connection between Erika and a staggering 15 million from TPUSA, sparking questions, concerns, and outright panic among fans, insiders, and critics alike. With financial figures of this magnitude, the implications are not merely about wealth, they touch on legality, accountability, and public trust, drawing in scrutiny from every corner. The leaked emails reportedly contained detailed communications showing Erika's involvement in discussions about the money, potential transactions, and organizational dealings. While the exact nature of the funds and Erika's role is still being pieced together, the information suggests that she had direct access or influence over large sums within TPUSA. For some observers, this raises alarms about transparency and ethical boundaries, while for others, it's simply a matter of following the money and understanding the legal implications. The sheer scale of 15 million makes it impossible to ignore. This is not a minor oversight or an administrative slip-up. Almost immediately, the IRS entered the conversation, announcing an immediate audit. This step signals that the government is taking the allegations seriously. An IRS audit of this magnitude is rare, especially when it involves such significant amounts of money linked to high-profile individuals and organizations. Experts note that audits of this nature can uncover discrepancies, mismanagement, or even potential violations of law. For Erika Kirk, this meant that the scrutiny was no longer limited to media speculation or social media debates. It had escalated into a formal, legal investigation with potentially life-altering consequences. The public reaction was swift and intense. Social media erupted with discussions, theories, and heated debates. Fans of Erika Kirk expressed shock and confusion, attempting to reconcile the image they had of her with the allegations in the leaked emails. Critics and opponents were quick to seize on the story, highlighting the need for transparency and accountability. Analysts and political commentators began dissecting the emails line by line, speculating on what they could reveal about Erika's intentions, decision-making, and involvement in the distribution of TPUSA funds. The frenzy created a perfect storm: leaked documents, a massive sum of money, and the attention of federal authorities combined to make this a story impossible to ignore. Behind the scenes, the implications of the audit and the leaked emails were massive. For TPUSA, an organization that relies on donations, credibility, and public trust, these revelations could threaten everything. Questions about financial oversight, governance, and organizational ethics began circulating, and the pressure on leadership intensified. For Erika Kirk, the stakes were even higher. Her personal reputation, professional standing, and potential legal exposure were all hanging in the balance. Every action, statement, and public response would now be scrutinized under a magnifying glass. Insiders suggest that the leaked emails may include discussions about allocations, approvals, and the handling of large sums, which could become central to the IRS investigation. The fact that these emails were made public complicates matters further. Once private communications become public, not only do they expose potential wrongdoing, but they also provide material for legal and financial authorities to analyze. Each line, each detail, each attachment becomes a piece of evidence in the eyes of auditors and investigators. Public perception is also playing a critical role in this unfolding drama. Even before official findings are released, the leaked emails have shaped the narrative. Social media debates, media coverage, and public commentary are all influencing how Erika Kirk and TPUSA are perceived. In a world where reputation can be as valuable as money, the combination of leaked documents and a federal audit creates a high-pressure environment that can have long-lasting consequences, regardless of the eventual findings. Some political analysts argue that the timing of the leaks is also significant. In an era of heightened political scrutiny, any connection to large sums of money, particularly within high-profile organizations like TPUSA, is magnified. The public and the media are particularly sensitive to questions about transparency, ethics, and accountability. In this context, Erika Kirk's involvement, whether intentional or incidental, has become a focal point for broader discussions about money, influence, and power within politically active organizations. The emails themselves, according to sources, show a complex web of communications. They include exchanges that reference sums, approvals, and decision-making processes. While the full extent of Erika's involvement is still unclear, the initial interpretation suggests that she was more than just a peripheral figure. This is crucial because the IRS will be looking at intent, oversight, and control when determining if there are any violations. Every detail matters, and every email becomes a piece of a much larger puzzle. Even as the investigation begins, the story is far from contained. Social media users are sharing screenshots, snippets of emails, and commentary at lightning speed. News outlets are reporting on the potential fallout, legal experts are offering their interpretations, and political analysts are weighing in on the broader implications. A scandal, it's a test of accountability, transparency, and the ability to navigate one of the most intense public and legal situations of her career. The fallout from the leaked emails was immediate and intense. Within hours, the story dominated social media feeds, news cycles, and political discussions. Every detail of Erika Kirk's alleged connection to 15 million from TPUSA was being dissected by journalists, analysts, and the general public. The magnitude of the sums involved was staggering, and the presence of the IRS, with an immediate audit underway, added a sense of gravity and urgency that only amplified the frenzy. This was no ordinary controversy. This was a story that blended politics, finance, and legal scrutiny in a way that demanded close attention. From the inside, sources describe the tension as palpable. TPUSA staff were reportedly scrambling to understand the implications of the emails, reviewing internal records, and preparing for the federal audit. Every email, every transaction, and every piece of documentation suddenly became crucial. It wasn't just Erika Kirk's personal involvement that was being examined, it was the broader system of oversight, accountability, and decision-making within the organization. Employees and associates alike were aware that their actions and communications could now come under scrutiny, creating a high-pressure environment that tested both professionalism and composure. For Erika Kirk, the stakes were even higher. Her reputation, public image, and professional credibility were all at risk. In the age of social media, perception often carries as much weight as reality, and the leaked emails had already begun shaping public opinion. Some were quick to speculate that she had knowingly handled or influenced the allocation of funds, while others argued that her role may have been exaggerated or misinterpreted. Regardless of the truth, the perception of involvement is powerful, and the viral nature of the leaks ensured that the story would reach millions almost instantly. The IRS audit itself added a layer of tension that could not be ignored. Audits of this scale are serious undertakings, often involving detailed examinations of bank records, communications, and accounting practices. The objective is to identify inconsistencies, potential violations, or areas where reporting may not align with legal requirements. For Erika Kirk and TPUSA, the audit meant that every financial action would be analyzed, every email reviewed, and every transaction scrutinized. The consequences of errors, omissions, or intentional missteps could range from fines and penalties to legal action, making cooperation with investigators critical. Analysts and experts began breaking down the leaked emails in real time. Social media feeds were flooded with commentary about Erika's potential role, the nature of the 15 million, and the broader implications for TPUSA. Legal professionals offered their interpretations, highlighting areas of potential concern and discussing the audit process in detail. Political commentators focused on the optics and public relations fallout, noting how the story could affect public perception, donor confidence, and the credibility of those involved. The combination of finance, law, and public opinion created a scenario that was both complex and highly volatile. Internally, TPUSA leadership faced a delicate balancing act. On one hand, they needed to manage the investigation transparently to maintain credibility and comply with federal requirements. On the other hand, they had to address public concern, media scrutiny, and social media speculation, all while protecting the privacy and legal rights of staff and associates. Every statement released, every press interaction, and every internal communication was carefully crafted to ensure clarity, accuracy, and adherence to legal guidelines. The emails themselves reportedly contained discussions of allocations, approvals, and the handling of substantial sums of money. While the precise details were still under review, the communications suggested significant involvement and influence. Experts noted that the IRS would likely examine the decision-making processes outlined in the emails, seeking to determine whether the funds were properly accounted for and whether any regulatory or tax obligations were met. In such cases, intent, documentation, and transparency are crucial, and any ambiguity can lead to more intense scrutiny. Public reaction continued to grow. Social media platforms became battlegrounds for opinion, speculation, and analysis. Some defended Erika, arguing that she may have acted within her role and responsibilities, while others insisted on accountability and transparency, demanding that she and TPUSA provide clear explanations. Memes, commentary, and viral posts ensured that the story maintained momentum, keeping Erika and TPUSA at the center of national attention. Every new leak, rumor, or statement added layers of complexity, making it clear that this saga would not fade quickly. The financial implications of the 15 million figure were also significant. Such a large sum carries not only regulatory scrutiny, but also the potential to impact organizational strategy, donor confidence, and stakeholder trust. Experts emphasized that transparency and accountability are critical when handling funds of this magnitude, and any misstep, intentional or accidental, could have lasting consequences for both Erika Kirk and TPUSA. This heightened the urgency of responding correctly and thoughtfully to the situation. As the days unfolded, Erika Kirk reportedly began taking steps to manage the situation strategically. Legal counsel, advisors, and financial experts were consulted to ensure compliance, cooperation with the IRS, and accurate documentation. Public statements were carefully considered to balance accountability with legal protection. It became clear that handling the fallout required both precision and foresight. Any misstep could exacerbate the already intense scrutiny and jeopardize both personal and organizational reputation. The leaked emails and the ensuing audit also prompted broader conversations about accountability in politically active organizations. Discussions around transparency, oversight, and the responsibilities of individuals handling large sums of money intensified. For Erika Kirk, this meant that the scrutiny was not just personal, it was emblematic of a larger conversation about ethics, governance, and the expectations placed on high-profile figures. Every action she took, every statement she made, would be interpreted through the lens of this larger narrative. In summary, Part 2 highlights the escalating tension, the legal implications, and the intense public and media scrutiny surrounding Erika Kirk and the 15 million from TPUSA. The IRS audit, the leaked emails, and the viral spread of information had created a high-stakes scenario that demanded careful navigation. Erika's role, the organization's response, and the ongoing analysis by experts and the public ensured that this story would continue to dominate conversations for weeks to come, setting the stage for even more revelations and consequences in the next phase of this saga. As the IRS audit progressed, the spotlight on Erika Kirk intensified. With each passing day, the pressure mounted, not only from federal investigators, but also from the relentless scrutiny of the media and the public. The leaked emails, once a private set of communications, had transformed into a public narrative, with every detail examined, analyzed, and debated. Erika's involvement in the 15 million from TPUSA was now a national conversation, with experts, commentators, and ordinary citizens weighing in, trying to piece together the story from the fragments available. Internally, TPUSA was working tirelessly to manage the fallout. Leadership was reviewing internal policies, financial procedures, and compliance measures, ensuring that the organization could withstand the audit without exposing further vulnerabilities. Staff were instructed to cooperate fully, document every decision, and maintain transparency to avoid misinterpretation. The pressure was immense, and sources indicated that morale within the organization had been significantly affected. Questions about accountability, oversight, and ethical responsibility were now at the forefront, and the scrutiny wasn't just external. It had permeated every level of the organization. For Erika Kirk, the stakes were deeply personal. Her career, reputation, and credibility were all on the line. Every public statement, social media post, and interview had to be carefully calibrated. Missteps could fuel speculation, reinforce negative perception. The IRS audit itself involved meticulous examination of financial records, communication threads, and organizational processes. Auditors aimed to determine whether the 15 million had been handled appropriately, whether all regulatory and tax obligations had been met, and whether Erika Kirk's role was consistent with legal and ethical standards. Every email, document, and transaction became part of a broader assessment, and the outcomes could range from routine adjustments to severe penalties, depending on the findings. The stakes could not have been higher, and the implications of the audit extended far beyond Erika personally, touching the credibility and stability of TPUSA as an organization. Beyond the immediate audit, there were broader conversations about governance, accountability, and transparency. The leaked emails prompted a wave of debate about how organizations handle large sums of money, the responsibilities of individuals in positions of influence, and the mechanisms necessary to prevent mismanagement. Erika's case became emblematic of these larger issues, sparking discussions across political, financial, and social spheres. For many, the story was not just about an individual, it was about accountability, at an organizational and systemic level. As Erika navigated this complex terrain, she reportedly consulted with a team of legal and financial advisors to ensure full compliance with the audit process. Every communication, every document, and every step taken was measured against the potential legal and reputational consequences. Sources indicate that Erika's proactive cooperation with investigators aimed to demonstrate transparency and mitigate risk, reinforcing the importance of meticulous documentation and honest engagement during high-stakes financial scrutiny. Public sentiment, however, continued to fluctuate. Social media debates ranged from defensive support to critical condemnation, highlighting the polarizing nature of the story. Hashtags, viral posts, and commentary spread rapidly, ensuring that Erika's actions remained under constant observation. Analysts noted that in situations like this, perception can have lasting effects. Regardless of the audit's outcome, the narrative shaped by public opinion could influence future opportunities, professional credibility, and overall reputation. The financial dimension of the situation remained central. A sum of 15 million carries immense responsibility and oversight obligations. Experts emphasized that the audit would likely explore the flow of funds, approvals, documentation, and internal controls to determine compliance. Even small discrepancies could trigger questions, making the integrity of the process and accuracy of records essential. Erika Kirk's role in the management or facilitation of these funds became a focal point, and any findings could have significant consequences for both her and TPUSA. By the final days of Part 3, it became evident that this story was far from over. While the audit was ongoing, Erika's strategic response, transparency, and cooperation were crucial in shaping both public perception and legal outcomes. The leaked emails had already sparked a nationwide conversation about ethics, accountability, and responsibility, and the unfolding events continued to capture attention across social media, news outlets, and political commentary. Every detail mattered, and the stakes could not have been higher. Ultimately, Erika Kirk's involvement in the 15 million from TPUSA, revealed through leaked emails and now under IRS scrutiny, serves as a cautionary tale about transparency, responsibility, and the far-reaching consequences of public exposure. The combination of legal investigation, media attention, and public debate ensures that this story will remain in the spotlight, with Erika and TPUSA navigating one of the most challenging periods in their histories. This story is far from over, and you don't want to miss a single development. Erika Kirk's alleged connection to 15 million from TPUSA, combined with the immediate IRS audit, has captured national attention, and it's a saga that continues to unfold in real time. Every leaked email, every public statement, and every new revelation has the potential to shift the narrative, and staying updated is crucial to understanding the full picture. We want to hear from you. Do you think Erika Kirk's involvement was intentional, or simply part of her role within TPUSA? How do you feel about the IRS stepping in with an immediate audit? Drop your opinions in the comments below. Your voice matters in this discussion, and the conversation is just as important as the facts themselves. Fans, critics, and observers alike are weighing in, but your perspective could add another layer to this ongoing story. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for real-time updates. By subscribing, you'll be among the first to get the latest developments on Erika Kirk, TPUSA, and the IRS audit, as well as any new leaked documents or revelations. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss breaking news. With this story evolving so rapidly, you want to be at the forefront of every update and analysis. If this coverage has blown your mind, hit that like button. Liking the video signals that you want more in-depth investigative content, keeping you informed and engaged with the most explosive stories in politics and celebrity news. Share this video with friends, family, or on social media to make sure everyone stays in the loop. This story is too big to follow alone, and public discussion is part of what drives transparency and awareness. We also want to hear your predictions. Will the IRS audit uncover major discrepancies, or will Erika Kirk be cleared of wrongdoing? Could there be more emails or financial evidence revealed in the coming days? Comment your theories below. Some of your insights may align perfectly with how events unfold. Your input fuels conversation, and with this story being so dynamic, your predictions could be spot on. Finally, check out our other videos covering high-profile investigations, leaked documents, and behind-the-scenes financial drama. These stories provide context, analysis, and insight into the mechanisms of power, influence, and accountability, keeping you informed and ahead of the narrative. By following closely, you'll understand not just what happened, but why it matters, and how every new development fits into the bigger picture. So don't wait, hit subscribe, like the video, turn on notifications, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Join the discussion, stay informed, and follow every twist and turn in this explosive story. Erika Kirk, TPUSA, and the 15 million audit are dominating the headlines, and being part of this conversation ensures you're at the center of the most talked about political and financial saga of the moment. Stay tuned, this story is far from finished.